Hello everybody! Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Wednesday. Good evening, Mark Watson. Hello to you, Extro87. How are we all today? Is everyone happy? Everyone having a good Wednesday? Everyone enjoying themselves, I hope. We're live! It's my favourite time of the week. Live streaming on a Wednesday. I can see the stealth suits, I am surprised. Yes, there is a stealth suit here. You can see it. It's alive, it's real. I did think about just having an empty base just there. Quite fun. Yes, today we are painting a Sept stealth battlesuit. We're going to paint it in the classic colours. The dark red and black. I hope. I hope that's what we're going to do. I hope we're going to execute it. I hope it's going to look perfect. Yes, there it is. How good the Wednesday... Good evening, Ben. Good evening, Ross. Good evening, Chewy. How good the Wednesday is depends on footy. Chewy, I'm relying on you to keep me up to date on the score. That's your task for the evening. That's what I would like to know the score. I am well. Prime my custodian's brown. Got no idea how to proceed from here. I see. Are you going to layer it up with some non-metallic metal? Just sorting a brew, then I'll be building some towel whilst you paint towel. Total eclipse of the heart. Hello, Theristus. Very good, Alice. Well done. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, I know, Chewy. If they would just move the Champions League to a Tuesday, that would be great. That would be fantastic for me. I did think about having it on, but I think my computer would explode. Because my computer has been very, very, very temperamental the last few days. To the point of where I nearly had to basically put a post out saying that there weren't going to be any videos this week. Because so many things have gone wrong in the past 72 hours. But everything's okay for now. But I am a little bit worried. Petition time, maybe. Yeah. Maybe it is time to petition them. But yes, we're going to be painting our stealth suit today in those traditional colours. Are we going to be doing this one? Yes, we are. It's got the little bonding knife there. Good evening, Mr. Guatkin. Hope you are well this evening. And I hope you're all excited to see this. I'm excited to see if it turns out how I'm... Right, I need the picture in front of me because there is a surprisingly little evidence of how to do this on the internet. Okay. That will make sense. I hadn't even thought of that. NMM would be interesting, but I found some tinker with, or maybe just go full copper and weathering. Has it broken? Sorry, I think the stream dropped for a moment there. We lost connection. Someone let me know if I'm back. Good evening, Matt. Right, there we go. Goodness me. We need a new ISP. That's what we need. Yes. So, what was I saying? Yes. So looking at this picture I've got in front of me, we've got majority red, we've got brown, and we've got black. It's just 3 colours. So I'm thinking maybe the place to start is to put Cygor brown on all the brown bits. And then maybe like Leviathan blue. And then the dark red mix. Yeah, alright, we're gonna start. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna get going. Remember, if it's new Mac time, to give me a shout. Yeah, I know I will, Matt. I've been wrestling with. I mean, the stream dropped, as you can tell. We've been having some real trouble technically over here. I've been wrestling with the idea of maybe I might have to put like a Kickstarter or something out to try and raise the funds, because I can't afford to replace anything by myself. But anyway. Less about that. Can't hear the music, FYI. Oh. Let me just bump that volume up a little bit. Is that better, Rich? Do let me know. 1-0 Atletico. Bloody hell, that was quick. 8 minutes in. Christ. Okay. They're doing well. Clearly. Right. Yes. First colour going on. Cygor brown. It's definitely brown. Definitely brown looking at it. So I've been primed in grey here because we want it to be cold. And yeah, we're just going to start doing it. So Cygor brown is a little bit warm for what we're intending to do, but I've got an idea on how to deal with that. So I'm just going to get this all over first. All over the areas I need it to be, and then I'm going to get the sort of. I'm going to get all of the coats on, and then we're going to do an all over wash. Basically, that's my idea. That is a ribbon right there. Sounds like it's in the background of your mic rather than the usual source, but can hear it now. That's very weird. Hang on. Computer is really struggling at the moment. This is what I'm talking about. Let me just do this leg, and then I'll investigate. Maybe it's just that song being soft. Is this one better, Rich? Does it sound normal now? I've got some schmutz on there, because of course we have. Okay, good. Yeah, no, like I was saying, like, I think, you know, I mean, this computer's not very old, but it's not fit for the purpose of what I'm pushing it. I'm asking quite a lot of my IT systems. And, you know, I'd hate to have to kind of... basically have to stop, you know. Because, you know, for whatever reason, like, things aren't... it's not working as it should, as intended. This whole week is... I lost 2 days this week of editing time and thus painting time because of computer issues. Basically, my computer trying to do a time machine backup from a hard drive that was full to a hard drive that was full, and then it just collapsing under the weight of trying to figure out what to do. So I was trying to delete stuff from the external hard drive, and it just couldn't cope with it. So I had to X-load the external hard drive onto a different computer to delete some stuff, but that took a day because I was having to do it through USB 2 ports, and then I was able to load the I was able to then load it into the thing, where I then had to delete a terabyte's worth of data off of the drive, so that I could then launch applications on the computer, so that it wasn't doing the time machine thing. So yeah, it was just awful. Literally, it took Monday and Tuesday to get the whole thing sorted. So yeah, I've been kind of sat trying to figure out how I can afford to do stuff for you guys, such as these streams, such as making content full time still, but also, you know, just like to be able to afford a new system that can actually take the load of what I'm asking it to do, which is, you know, because as I've mentioned before, like, I'm one disaster away from total ruin, and that's kind of what Monday and Tuesday felt like. It was a disaster, and total ruin was on the way, which was a bit awful way to feel. But you know, nothing I can do about that. But we'll figure it out. Right, there we go. Brown's all on. Like I said, the sideboard brown looks a little bit warm. It's not going to stay that warm, because we want this to be nice and cold. Hence why we're doing this on Greyseer rather than Wraithbone in the first place. Good evening, Philip. I hope you are well. So I just need to neaten that up with some Greyseer, because we don't want that when we do the red. That would be bad. Oh, good lord. Why is that brush down there? It should not be down there. All good, thanks. It looks like my dad is on the mend. That's great. Hello to you too, the Calvatron. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Philip. That's awesome news. Just a touch of grace here. Maybe a little too much water, but there we go. There we go. Corrections made. I'm sorry I didn't see you there, Gloomspite Noob. Good evening to you, sir. Right. Pictorial reference. Oh. Put a bit of grace here over just that little, just tiny little bit just there as well. That'll be enough. Like that. Marvellous. Right, rather than Leviathan Blue, I actually think Shyish Purple might be cool for the black. So that's what I'm going to do. Make it look nice and sleek and dangerous. So we'll just start putting that on. I missed what was the brown. Oh, the brown was Cygor brown. It's not going to stay that colour though. So he's going to look really weird until we get to the shading stage. Or the overpainting stage. Because he's going to be purple and brown. Look at the thing. No, that's all good. Looks like the backpack is black as well. Which is good to know. Hello, Mikey's Wargaming. Is there an opposite to the sleek and dangerous black, like a fluffy, friendly black? No. Well, I guess. There must be out there somewhere, I just haven't found it. I mean, I guess Dark Angel's green followed by like a thinned down black looks quite nice and friendly. Looks quite organic and leafy. Shyish Purple. Da, 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 da. I do like this colour a lot. I just wish there was one more purple, which was a little bit more blue. Because this is like Xerius Purple, which is a really nice colour, but... yeah, as your only source of like a true purple, like Magos Purple is just basically a pink to my eye. It's not always what you want. There we go. There we go. So now it's also the arms. So these bits are also black. Haha. There we go. Oh, missed a little bit there. That's fair enough, because now I'm going to do this bit. There we go. Just check the thing. Yeah, so the same dealio up here. Good evening, human. Good evening, A to the 40k homeboy. I'm glad you're liking the music, Phil. It's heavy to reflect my mood the last couple of days in relation to the computer problems that we've been having. Okay, so gun next. Should say that this week is very Tau focused in terms of our content that's coming to the channel. So this week we do have Darkstrider. His video is finally on its way out. It should be out tomorrow. I'm actually going to leave that under bit just there. I'll make that one red. There's the rest of it. Will be black. We've also got the video for a Commander Battlesuit That's coming this week. That should be on Saturday. And we do have what I think is a pretty awesome video coming out on Friday that I'm not going to spoil. But it is pretty cool. It's been one that's been much requested. So I do hope it answers some of the questions that I know a lot of you have. It's very exciting. Very exciting times that we're living in. The contrast hot tub. No, not that one. No, not yet. That one's a little way off. I couldn't afford the paddling pool at the moment. There we go. The rest of the gun will be red, and then we just want to do the tip. So I remember doing my stealth suits for my 7th edition Tower Army. I'm just looking at them going, oh my god. These are some of my favourite models in the range. And at the time they were one of my favourites as well. I also really like the original, the X-15. I want to say. There we go, that's all of the black. What band is playing in the background? It was a band called No Sons of Mine. This is now Sightless in Shadow. Right, this is probably going to take a little while. XV15. Yes, there we go. I was nearly there. The XV15. I've got a big soft spot for the XV15s. Well, we'll just let that dry for a few minutes, and then we'll do the red. I know it looks a bit weird at the moment, purple and brown, but trust me. Trust me. It's gonna look sick. Oh, I've missed a bit. Classic Josh. There we go. I've probably missed a bit just under there as well, because I don't recall putting my brush in there. There we go. going to require that paint and that one in a minute. Maybe some medium. I'll see how I feel in a second. Good evening to you, Flyan. Hope you're well. Very heavy, this music, isn't it? I'm enjoying it. It's nearly dry enough to be fiddled with. It is DRM free content. Yes, don't worry, Nathaniel. It's all stock music. Well, it's royalty-free music from Epidemic Sound. I have permission to stream it and use it on all of my content, which I do. Every single video has some music from Epidemic Sound. Oh, I like this. It's cool. That's the kind of music that makes you want to nod your head. Right, here we go. Ugh. How many medium layer brushes do you get through out of nereid interest? Do you mean? How many do I get through? That's a really good question. Probably maybe 3 or 4 a year. I paint every day, so if I didn't, I'd probably get through 1 a year. But that's just because I'm constantly, mine are always in use. They never get a moment's rest. Right, I'm gonna do a 1-to-1 of Flesh Tearers Red and Shaiish Purple. Except I'm gonna get 2, 3, 4 blobs of Flesh Tearers Red. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 blobs of Shaiish Purple. And then I'm going to mix that all together. Should give me a really nice, lovely red. And we're going to put this all over our dark red sections. It's just one of those ones where you have to just be a bit careful because you're mixing 2 dark colours here. You just need to watch it just a little bit. It doesn't get away from you. Like it's doing there because I've got too much on my brush. I'll just move that around. There we go. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's just do the face bit first. So right, it's going to have to be a kind of all the way down jobby, I think. Starting from back here. Something like that. You just do the same one here. It's a little bit dark just there. Go. And then we'll do the same big one here. Like that. Got a little bit too much paint just on here. Missed a teeny little blob there. Oh no. Right, this bit's going to be tricky. There we go. Looks pretty good to me. So now, we should be all good to add some black. Good evening, Tom Kennish. Nothing better than listening to chill music to relax. I'm sorry, Griffplop. I now feel like I'm in the loading screen of a WWE game. It does have a little bit of that, doesn't it? Right, Black Templar. It's going to go over the top of our Shade Purple. I've got a bit of a bubble situation applying here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this still thin mix just there and there. Try not to headbang. Oh no, it's all made it all so much more difficult. There we go. Lovely. I'm not sure who this is meant to be. It's reminding me of something though. Pretty good to me. Oh, I forgot to do that underside panel. We're just going to do it black now. It's going to need another bit of black all over it. Half time, 1-0. Ah. Need that away goal that doesn't matter anymore, right? There we go. Yeah. I'm not entirely happy with that red, so I think I'm going to have to do a glaze. But that's okay, I know exactly what to do. I'm going to use some Galvorback red in a glaze. Right, I'm going to put like 1, 2, 4, 6 parts water into that. Yeah, that feels thin enough. So this is Galvorback red with 6 parts water to act as my little glaze on the red. That I'm just going to put over these areas. Just avoiding those recesses and those edges. I think I needed to add a little bit of medium. Wasn't thinking ahead. But this will just smooth it out. It's just a little bit too patchy for me. Thanks for stopping by, Nathaniel. There we go, that's a lot smoother now. Big fan of that. I'm just going to do some over the top here as well. Lovely. The other bits don't need it. It's just those large bits there in the middle. I'll leave it like that because it's a little bit runny. There we go. That plus water. Lovely glaze. In a second, we'll do some shading on the brown. My grey. Is that my grey? That looks like my grey. Yes. What do you think of this so far, guys? Like I said, the brown needs to have the edge taken off, but I'm pretty pleased with how that's looking. Should be able to do it now. Siliconum grey. Right, so this is now going to go over the top of the armoured brown bits. So just here, for example, it's going to give us that really nice dark cold brown. that we're after, but also crucially not the same colour as the Fire Warrior's clothes, because we don't want that. Like that. Because whilst the highlights are going to be the same, there we go. Yeah, that glaze has really just sorted that red right out, hasn't it? I'm not sure what colour to do the ribbons. Maybe I'll do it the same colour as the towel set, or just leave it as white. Yeah, I might leave it as white. I'm just going to use a bit of this though on top of the knife handle. Like that. Oop. There we go. I swear we've already had this song. Oh no, I just recognize it. MF, we've got lots of we've got a video on Friday that might help you with that question. Needs blood for the blood god. No. Maybe. Maybe somewhere. These have almost got like a pinkish highlight to them. To answer your question though, sort of generally, MF, the trick is you want to basically live video or a demo video. It's a video. It's not a live one that's coming out. You can't deny the power of Blood for the Blood God Warhipster. No, I can't. Blood for the Blood God is an awesome paint. I'm a big fan of it. I didn't put any black on that as sensor vein. I can tell looking at it. Just needs a little bit of black. The trick with contrast paint is speed and accuracy, whilst also balancing the amount of paint you have on your brush. You'll notice that when I'm doing things, if you watch my brush strokes, that's the secret. It's the worst kept secret in the world. Oh yeah, I need to put a little bit more black on that bottom panel just there. I need a... yeah. Loads of people will demonstrate contrast paint to you by going, now what we're going to do is we're going to add some Talosar blue. There we go, added. And it's not how it works. It's, you want to do it like this, like how I do it. So my Wi-Fi was completely out till about 5 minutes ago. I want to give you the gist of what's the painting process here. Yeah, so far what we've done is we've used these colours. We've used Galvalback Red as a little glaze, and we've used Gracie to do some correction. So the first thing we did was added... where's the Cygor Brown? There it is. So we added Cygor Brown over the legs and the soft bits under the arms. Then we added Shyish Purple over all of the black bits. Then once the Shyish Purple was dry, we then added Black Templar. Over the red, what we did is we did a 1-to-1 mix of Shyish Purple and Flesh Tearers Red. But because it was a little patchy in places, what I then did is I then did a 6-to-1 mix of Water and Galvalback Red as a little glaze over the top of that red just to smooth out some of the patchiness. Absolutely worked a treat. And then once that was done, we added a little bit of Basilicanum Grey over the top of the brown to take the warmth out of it and make it nice and dark. Gracie was just to correct a little blob of contrast that I'd accidentally put on the red there. MF, imagine you're trying to use a felt tip pen. You want to go slow and use even strokes and avoid going over things twice. Yeah, that's exactly it, Ben. So like I was saying there, it's like loads of people will just go, we're just going to grab a huge dollop of it, and a lot of videos you'll see will use something like a shade brush. Shade brushes collect way too much contrast paint. You might think you haven't got very much on there, but you've got way more than you think you do, because this is a brush that's designed to hold a lot of this type of paint. So you'll go in for a blob and you're like, oh, there's not much on there, but it's all nestling in there. As soon as you then add that brush here, all of it runs from the brush onto the model. And if you're doing this, it's going to pool all over the place. You've got no control over that. You want to control the paint. You control the paint by controlling where it goes and what part of the brush you use. So when I'm doing it, I'm using the tip of the brush. I'll demonstrate very quickly on this Dire Avenger's leg. Talassar blue. What we do is you don't want too much on your brush. So this is a medium layer brush. That's about the right amount. Brush is wet, there's no drip forming, and it's also not too dry. And then I'm just going to literally... No, there's actually a little too much on there. Just going to take a little bit of that off on my finger. And then what we just do is I stick to the tip and I just glide across the surface. If you look very carefully at my brush, it doesn't bend too much. There's obviously a little bit of friction. You see how I'm picking out each little bit? Try not to go back over spaces. Now the bigger the detail and the darker the paint, the more you're going to need to thin down the paint and do multiple layers of it. Once you get this technique down though, you'll more often than not get a really smooth finish. As I was just saying there though, with the red on this stealth suit that we're doing, it was a little dark and patchy for me. So one of the things you can do is if you can match the colour, you can create a little glaze of AN paint. That is closely matching the one that you're doing. So for example, the Blood Angel's red. Mephiston red is the closest one. Create a little glaze of Mephiston red. You can use that over the top, and it smooths out the dark patches and it enriches the lighter patches, thus leaving you with a beautifully painted miniature. There you go. You see? What's the playlist you're using? The playlist I'm using is Metal from Epidemic Sound. Yes, Philip. Breathing is essential. Alright, I'm going to use a bit of apothecary white on the... Get out of here, Talasar Blue. You're not wanted. For now. I'm just going to use this on the ribbon. What do you do with the empty pots? I don't really do anything. I chuck them out. Hello, Hunter SWC. I'm very well. All hail George the Legend indeed. Right, it's time for some highlights. Steel Legion Drab. Get that on the pilot. A little bit more. Smaller brush. Right, now this is for all the brown. Ooh. I like Steel Legion Drab as a highlight. I also like it as a base. It's sort of like a mid highlight in a way, because it's not quite a cold highlight like something like Carrack Stone would be. And it's not warm like Scrag Brown. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's quite a good base for highlighting browns. Yes, Ben. I edge highlight. To answer your question, MF, the reason why is that because contrast is a semi-translucent paint, it will take on the property of whatever you put underneath it. So if you try and paint like red over a blue, you'll get not red, or you'll get a red looking blue. It's not like, for example, you know, painting with classic paints. Now the reason why I do a different colour is because that's the tone of black I'm after. You could just do Black Templar twice, however, what that will give you is it will give you, you can actually see it on this model because I missed a panel. You see how this is purple and then black, and this is black then black? All you're doing is you're reinforcing the same tone that Black Templar has. Now Black Templar is fine, but Black Templar over purple or blue or grey gives you a really solid colour. So the reason why I use blues is because a lot of the games so to enforce it, the idea of a blue highlight I'll pay attention in just a minute. I'm nearly done with these edge highlights. Here we go. That was just a little bit to do on the arm. Am I lagging out again? Should be back. Are we back? Very odd. I actually don't think it's an internet problem. I think it's the computer. This is what I was talking about at the top of the stream, that I'm just having so many technical problems at the minute with this computer. Oh. God darn it. Like a ninja. Hey, love your vids. I'm about to attempt my own Bellacore inspired by your vid. Question, you got any vids you can point me to which you cover doing wooden boards or wooden shields? Oh, yeah, if you look at my... If you check out Gobsprack, the Mouth of Mork, there's quite a lot of wood that goes on in that one. Or, if you really want, I would look at something like Treebeard. Treebeard is all wood. That one might help. Well, both of those might help. Right, we need a red highlight, and I think I'm going to use Mephiston Red, I think, for this bit. Is it okay now, Philip? I need some space on this palette. There we go. No worries, buddy. I hope those videos help. Right, I just want this to be, hopefully, because Mephiston Red likes to dry quite nicely. That's what I'm aiming for. So it won't be as red as it is on the... Yeah, it's doing exactly what I want it to. Oh, that's a lot narrower than I thought it would be. Good evening, Mr. 5 Minute 40k, otherwise known as Adam. Is that an edge? Yes, it is. Right, now we've got some slightly one. Slightly more tricky highlights here. There we go. Lovely. There you go. It's quite a subtle red highlight first. Oop, too much. There we go. Oh, I haven't done the vent there. You think it gives a different tone? Yeah, yeah, Chris. Yeah, MF. Chris is absolutely spot on. Yeah, we do it. I do it to get different tones of black out of Black Templar. So if you're highlighting with blue, you want to use a blue first to reinforce the blue. It's looking pretty good. I've used contrast yellow to get a orange hue for my army. Ah, that's cool. You know what looks really nice is when you put, or at least I think it does, if you use Eandon yellow first and then use a Griffhound orange over the top, you get this really awesome sort of fiery orange. It's really nice. I need to get my Demonette hide in. That's what I need. Where are you, Demonette hide? Gotcha. I have no idea what state this is going to be in because I haven't used it in a while. Oh, it's not looking healthy. Going to require a fair bit of water, that. Ilanga equalised! Hooray! What a hero. Right. Demonette hide, here we go. Now this is for all of the black details. Yeah, I'll say scoring against Atletico absolutely makes up for missing the pen. I'm honestly surprised it's not just Cristiano Ronaldo trying to win a Champions League for Man United again. It's a little bit heavy. Did he? Probably using a slightly too big a brush for this bit, but never mind. I saw that he'd posted a picture about that today, Dave. It's very nice what he's done there. I'm really looking forward to seeing the video. I mean, you guys know me. I'm here for anything that involves dragons. Oop. No, thanks for hanging out, Ross. Very much appreciated. However, those goddamn armigers. Is there a YouTube painter that I would like to watch? Yeah, there's quite a few. I like to check out the Painting Coach. I like the Artis Opus videos. I really like Pete the Wargamer's stuff. I love Juan Hidalgo's stuff as well, obviously. I really enjoyed one of Ninjon's videos very recently, actually. His video on Darkstrider. That was very good. Miniac, I occasionally watch some of his stuff. Squidmar occasionally I watch as well. When I get the moment. I don't obviously have a lot of time in my day to do a lot of viewing other content, sadly. And I used to watch everything that Warhammer TV put out. Yeah, there's quite a few. Sometimes if I'm struggling with like color tone, I'll check out a couple of them if they've done the video. I like Dana Howell as well. I like her stuff. But yeah, sometimes I'll check out like people like Painting Coach. Actually, he's really good for because he's really quick. So sometimes when I get a new model, I like to see what like some of the other guys are doing so that I can see what colors they chose. I'm always pleasantly surprised when someone chooses a contrast paint. That's always nice. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's what I would have done. You know, like I'll check some people and it'll be like, I'm going to use McCrag blue, and I'm like, okay, cool. That's Ultramarines blue in my book. Hello, Vilcaera. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you're well. It's a little heavy. That's going to need a little bit of black on it to correct it, I think. the bit that always takes the longest. Nearly done. Nope. Of course, how could I forget Duncan? I would love to subscribe to Duncan's Academy, but I do not have the cash for it. Like, I would like to get some of his paints as well. There we go. What do you think, guys? Did you see the Army Painter speed paints where the paint reactivates if wet? Yes, I did see that, Azon 85. I have examples of that on my palette as we speak. It happened when I tried to thin down some white over the top of some yellow, and my white started to turn yellow. Which isn't great, particularly with the advice being to do a brush stroke and then to use a vibe varnish over the top of it. I don't. For me, that kind of takes the speed out of speed paints. I don't think that's a great look for the product. What do you think of that so far, then, guys? I just need the Rune Lord brass. In fact, do I? Is that the right colour? Yes. Rune Lord brass. I think it's interesting from the perspective of being able to remove it entirely, but I can see why that's iffy. Yeah, it's just if your plan was to highlight with Speedpaint, basically if your plan was to do something like Speedpaint Plus, you kind of can't do that. Because if you try and do something like what I do, for example, where I layer up the contrast paints, you're going to run into a heap of trouble trying to do that, because it's going to reactivate once you put the next layer over it. So if you're going to try and, like, for example, shade something, if for example the range isn't as expansive as you would like, you just can't do that. And for someone like myself, who tends to do a lot of extra work to my contrast paints, it's sadly not a viable product. Now the biggest problem I foresee with it is trying to correct your mistakes. Because if you try and, like, if you paint it white, say you spray it with a matte white, and then you want to correct a mistake, so you go back over it with some white, and the paint reactivates, that's it, you've ruined it. You're never going to, because there are not enough layers of paint that are going to stick between you and the reactivation. It's always going to happen, and that's a really big problem. So I think if you can paint flawlessly, Speedpaint might be for you. But if you can't, and you want to do additional things to it, I don't think it's the right tool for the job, personally. Yeah, I mean, contrast just doesn't reactivate, you know. It's a good thing. Speaking of layering contrast, I've loved your recipe for Custody Shadow Keepers. Used it for all of mine I've done so far, about 2 dozen then, by far the best I've ever done. All thanks to you. Thank you very much, Azon85. Adam, if you're still here, how are the bugs coming along? He looks pretty awesome, I have to say. Right. Very quickly. Bit of Black Templar. Just a teeny bit. To just blackline that. Now that. And to blackline these as well. Yes, Dave, that's exactly right. Where's Blood Angel's red? It's over there. That feeling when you pick up the model by the arm and it breaks off before realizing you magnetized it. Oh, my heart would have been in my mouth. Right, so we're going to put some Blood Angels red over the top of these gems, because for some reason they're red on the picture I've got. They'll need a highlight in just a moment, but we are going to do quick highlights. I might use, no, not Deathclaw Brown, that's too much. I should probably put some over this computer screen just here as well. Is that a computer screen? I can't tell. Let's have a look. No, it's not. Alright. We're nearly there, team. Nearly there. It's just 3 things left to do. Lugana, Jakaro, and Slanesh. Where are you? Slanesh Grey. Yes. Whew. And I'm back. Use a bit of Luganath Orange first. I'm just going to go straight from the pot because it's tiny details here. And I'm looking at speed. I'm going to use these to just highlight the gems. Like that. And then a bit of Jakaro Orange. And this one we will put on the palette. Right, in a space. There we go. Right. This is going to be a dead subtle spot highlight. So we want this to be very, 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 very like that. That's right, Mikey's Wargaming. This weekend, I will be at the ITT, the International Team Tournament, with none of the international teams. Just gonna build that colour up just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Lovely. That's the red all done. I'm now going to grab a teeny little dot of Corax white. Very small amount. Just going to go straight from the pot here again. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to just add this little dot just there, there, and there. Like that. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mikey's Wargaming. I'm hoping for a strong showing from the demons. We'll find out. We'll see how well it goes. Oh, of course, Philip. Absolute chaos. Right. Bit of Slanesh Grey. Just along areas like the tops. Just like that. Anywhere else? Yeah, just around here on the gun barrels. There we go. That is one finished classic stealth suit. What do you think, too? I'm sorry, buddy. So the key here would be to now put some unit markings on them, but I don't know what they would look like without... Oh, it is white. Interesting. You don't think the stealth is working? I'm sorry. It's a little picture I've got. Should we do it? Should we just quickly add? Let's just quickly add a unit marking, shall we? I'm just going to copy the one I've got right in front of me. I'm going to use Corax White here. I'm going to put it just there on my palette. Add a little bit of water. Right, so I've got a Codex picture in front of me. I'll still use this pic. Now what they do is they've added one just here. So they've added something that looks somewhat like this. It's just a line. That does widen out a little bit. Like that. And then they've got a little teeny one. Just there. Like that. It's not quite straight enough for me. Oh, that's too runny. And then we just need another slightly thinner line coming along. There, like that. And that's what they've done. Should I do another one? Like here, maybe? Oh, I don't know. Chris, you're an expert at this. What do I do? Should I add it here on the shoulder? Yeah, why not? Hello, Kataro. How that? Oh, we need a dot for the cadre. Cadre. Ah. I think they've put the dot down there, so. There we go. One there. One there. Probably can't really see that one. Probably just needs a little bit of black Templar just to neaten that up. Just a tiny little bit. Now that. There we go. One finished stealth suit. If we put him next to his friends from the Sept. Total classic. There we go. What was that? 2 hours and 15 minutes? Oh, I'm pretty pleased with that. I plan on making use of your contrast methods for this. Come on. CMON Masters of the Universe game that comes out this year. That's awesome. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Can you run a complete Kroot army? That would suit me better. You can run a complete Kroot army, yeah. You would have a lot of Kroot. I've managed to build a single Crisis Shazray in the time it took you to smash that out. Sorry. I do have the rest of the unit to do. However, just these two belong to the Tau Sept, as well as the homing beacon. This one belongs to something else. For fans of the Exodite, you'll know what I'm going to do with a Fusion Blaster stealth suit. So you can expect to see a video. I'll do a video on how to do this, and I'll do a video on what I'm going to do with that one. Don't worry. There's lots of Tau content to come, I'm sure. Lots of Custodes content as well to come, and lots of Eldari content. You're going to be seeing a lot of that sort of stuff over the next coming weeks. But, with that being said, it is time to end, because it is 20 past 10. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Might not have the time to do a stream on Sunday, because we will have just finished the tournament and probably be in the car on the way home. But I might try and put something up to satiate the Warhipster community. Thank you so much for being awesome, all of you. You guys rule, as per usual. Thank you for keeping me company on this Wednesday evening. I will see you all next week, for sure. Car stream. We can try and do a car stream. We can give it a go. It'll be dark. Car stream in the dark. And do keep your eyes peeled this Friday for a very good video. I think it's a very good video. And, yeah. I will see you all next week. Same Warhipster time, same Warhipster channel. Hope you have a good one, everybody. Happy hobbying, happy wargaming. Bye!